My mom cheating ruined me. My mom downloaded a singing app on her phone because she loved to sing and play music. It'd always been her passion. Now, I'm going to give a bit of information about my mom. She's the type of person who loves attention. It is something that she can't get enough of and obsesses over it. It is all she wants. She's always been very selfish in that way. It all began a few months after she downloaded the app, and I stayed in her room a lot and played with her or whatever. But I started to notice she'd always be on her phone a lot more than usual anyways, and she started being on FaceTime calls with men while I was in the room. Since I was only 9 or maybe 10, it wasn't something I thought about too much. I was very innocent, and I never expected anything bad at first. Before I go any further, let me explain something. Since I was too young to have a phone, my Apple ID was the same as my mom's. Therefore, all of her photos would transfer to my iPad, which she obviously forgot about. Unfortunately, thought I was exposed to something soon after. There was one day after school when I was on my iPad looking through my Snapchat camera roll. I only had it because I wanted to message my sister while she was at school. But I saw something, and I wasn't entirely sure what it was. It was a grown man's pee. Sadly, it's an image that I've never been able to get out of my mind. I remember exactly how it looked. It was very upsetting and traumatizing for me. Since I was so young and genuinely had no idea what it was, I remember in detail how I went into her room with my iPad and showed it to her. It was like she'd seen red. She yelled at me and told me that I'd been talking to older men online, which I wasn't obviously, threatening me that she was going to tell my dad and my whole family that I'd been sexting with grown men online. I was 9 years old. I didn't even know what a D was. Of course, I didn't want my dad to be angry at me. I was too scared that I'd be in trouble. My mom told me that the image had come from an app called Lion or Lion, something like that. Absolutely nothing. Since I was too afraid, this has never and probably will never come out. A secret that I don't think my mom even remembers. But I do. As time passed, I knew that she was cheating. I couldn't fathom that my mom, someone I'd looked up to and who I thought was my best friend, was lying and sneaking around. It hurt. Finally, tension started rising in the house. My mom, as constant phone calls and hiding her phone was started to cause suspicion in my dad. My mom brought me to a shop to buy a jersey for my dad's birthday, which I found odd because one, my dad rarely wears jerseys, and two, his birthday wasn't anytime soon. My mom made me pick out a jersey for him to give on his birthday, but it was clearly not given to him. One day, when I came home from school in 2017, I was 11 or 12. My dad sat my sister down on the couch. He was clearly angry. My mom was sitting on the couch across from the TV. She was sitting on the seat furthest to the right while my sister was in the middle, and I was on the left. My dad proceeded to tell my sister and I that my mom had been cheating on him with another man named Anthony, which is ironic because it's my dad's middle name. He showed us photos that my mom had taken with Anthony, where he was wearing the jersey that I'd picked out for my dad, which I understand isn't a big deal, but it was to me at the time. So was my sister, who I'd probably only seen cry a handful of times in my entire life. My mom was sobbing. Why did she feel bad when she'd been off in another country with another man? I blocked out a lot of that entire thing. All I remember is trembling out to the car because we had to go to dance class after we'd just been told this earth-shattering information. As the youngest, I understood the least, but I'd been exposed to the most. My mom had to tell my brother about what she did. I don't know how that went down. I don't remember a lot of the time around then, unfortunately. No matter how hard I try, it's been blocked out and it's not coming back. The thing that was the worst is that there was never any kind of follow-up after that. There was never an explanation. No talk about anything. We acted like it didn't happen. There was just feeling of anger and betrayal lingering in the atmosphere of our phone, and there still is. All I knew is that my dad was suddenly sleeping on a mattress on the floor of another room. He refused to talk to her for a while. If I could make one wish, it would be for one of my parents to explain what happened and why it happened. Was it my fault for not telling my dad sooner about the picture I'd seen? Was this all because of me? That's all I could think about. Even though I'm not the one who was cheated on, everything adding up just destroyed me in every way. It's led to me having problems with depression, binge eating, and so much more. It's something that even at 19, I can't get over. I can't even begin to understand or unpack any of it. It's something that isn't spoken about. It never has been. And it never will be. It's just an open door in my home that'll never be shut. It'll always be there because they stayed together for our sake, the kids. Unfortunately, my dad refused to allow anyone outside of our immediate family to know what was happening. So his parents don't know about it, nor do my cousins. Nobody knows what happened in my home. So if there is anyone here that is considering cheating, especially when you have kids, please don't do it. Explain things to them. It's about saving your child from a lifetime of trauma.